classes, your fundamentals, your absolute basics, which are Lasker, Capablanca, Morphe, Alakine, then it becomes very difficult to jump into science at a higher level. So always look back and see what you could have done better, what you were planning on doing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, grasshoppers. Let's get some of this going here. Reduce the music to a respectable level as we begin our morning 5+5. Yes, we do a daily 5+5, even if I am not streaming it. So it's not necessarily a daily 5+5 stream as much as it is a daily 5+5. We run events in the dojo all morning long. All morning long. All morning long. We're going to watch Boberg versus YCF, which is a motorcycle racing convention. YCF, Videsh. So at the moment, it looks as though it were the gambit line with D4, E5, D takes E5. D6 line, right? Let's take a quick peek here. And in this position, no, the standard move here is supposed to be knight to E7. And if pawn takes, bishop takes check to win the queen. Even though it doesn't work. Not in this position anyway. It just doesn't work. Let's take a look at it. Let's see, does it really work? If takes, bishop takes check, king to E2. It doesn't work with E4 on the board, so therefore he had to take with the bishop. He ended up being a gambit pawn down. It's very tempting to play both C3 and bishop E3 and try to trap this bishop in some form, but there are too many attackers on it. And now there's pressure, so we have to acquiesce a little bit. I might have recaptured because, after all, we are down. I would want to create some form of counterplay by capturing, maybe moving my king over and bringing the rook into the open file. But he chose, for simplicity, this particular idea. I might have continued to pursue the exchanging variations because, no, we can't do it. Queen to h4 perhaps? No. Yes? No? We'll get our pawn back with bishop takes check? No. Bishop is guarded by the queen, so therefore it does not work. However, he is trying for more. It may work just now. But now we have a protected pass pawn in the center, and it's going to be very difficult. Very difficult for Boberg to not win this. He just has to use all of his 5+5. Let's make sure there are no more people waiting for me in the Max Blue birthday arena, which there could be. Ulus is now waiting for a game. International Master Maximilian Liu is one of America's promising young players. We do know that today is his birthday, even though it doesn't say it on his Wikipedia page. Liu is a 7-time National Scholastic Champion, 3-time North American Youth Champion, and 3-time Pan American Youth Champion. Very impressive. I never thought about counting how many times Grandmaster Mark Arnold won the national championship, but I think he won it 9 or 11 times. And another student of mine, Lilia Poteet, won the girls' national championships perhaps 9 times. But I never thought about those accomplishments, honestly, on the road to greater things. Alrighty, let us do it. We're still not getting a game. It looks as though Faubourg has built up nicely. He only needs to activate his rook on A1. You lose. How are you? Don't think I don't get your name. You light. Luth being the operative word for enlightenment. You are enlightened. Thank you. Against the move knight c6, I don't mind the move e3 because bishop to g4 is just as easily met by bishop b5, and there is no e5 once again. There is an opportunity here for me to lose a piece with the move d3. An opportunity. It doesn't mean that it will happen. He had the option of playing for e5, fe5, bishop takes f3, queen takes f3, queen h4 check. No matter what blocks, then he has possibilities of queen to b4 check, picking up my bishop. So I have to be very careful about bringing my knight across. I say the opportunity, primarily because it doesn't matter much to me in this position here and there. You'll see. We'll be right back here, and he has a very weak f7 square or d5. I know he's trying to play for e5. I don't mind this at all, as it's going to open up attacks on the f file, e4, g4, d4. Alright, so if he's not doing it, then we're going to do it. I'm just going to try to respond appropriately. 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 Building up in the center as such. He has a few things to try. It's true. How many times is this pawn attacked? Plenty. How many times is my bishop defended? Once. Alright, let's not go a little too nuts here. Okay, this restricts his knight from moving because the knight on c6 is hanging. This means that he has to take care of the knight on c6 before he can take care of the knight on e7. And we can perhaps even think about approaching this side of the board. In fact, it's easier to say, is he going to go for it now? It's true. It's true. He's going to try to remove the defender of this pawn. And I'll move around, move around, move around, move around. Remember, he still has the same issue involving the weakness on c6. Now there's a weakness on c5. So his pieces are somewhat tied up. These two knights are known as redundant knights. I think Grandmaster Alex Yermolinsky in his Road to Chess Improvement had commented on them. Now I still have a problem even trying to think about this because the d4 square was hanging for a brief moment there. He had knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, and he could have picked up my rook on a1 versus the king on g1. So that was very unfortunate that I allowed that tactic. And now without anything on that particular square, I will hit him here and there. I will consider the possibilities of this and that. And I'm wondering where his queen is going. He's dug himself in deep, in deep, in deep. And we're going to try for more. And I just have to watch out for any funny business on this square. It seems he doesn't have what he used to have, thankfully. Where is this knight going? I don't know that. But is he... This is a good threat, but not at all worried just yet. Just got to batten down the hatches, it seems. Make sure there's no more trickery here. Alrighty. Where is this one going now? So if I capture, and he captures, and I capture, and then I capture on this square, what are we accomplishing? I don't know. Yes, it seems, it seems. So am I getting trapped? It looks it. So we're gonna have to take this more active rook. Let's just keep applying more pressure here. This is just an exchange, right? Bishop takes, queen takes, check. Bishop takes, queen takes, check. We can strip him better, faster, stronger. We can strip him better, faster, stronger. Here, and there. Just offering more to you. Gotta watch out for any funny pins on this diagonal, right? Or do I have to worry about it? Here a check, there a check, everywhere a check, check. Here a check, there a check, everywhere a check, check. Let's not fool around. People are waiting to play games here. People are waiting to play games here. There's Queen C6. Maybe I want to go this way. It seems. Here I go. This way. seems. Couldn't orchestrate a pawn mate with as little time as he had on his hands, unfortunately. He didn't have king g7, I had queen f8. G4 check would have been a little more convincing. Dubstep. Dubstep. We're gonna see what it means to me. Ah, now I know how to do the slideshow for the intro screen. I know how to do the slideshow now for the intro screen. Yes. And we can randomize it. It just occurred to me the tool that I need to randomize the intro screen is not far away. And here we go. Moment of truth. F4 again? Yes, we're going to try to get our F4s up. Posture, according to Atif the Great. Posture. Are we playing the main line? No. He missed D5. D5 is key. We're not transposing, though. We are not. D5 is no longer as good a move as it once was. We're playing the open Sicilian. He's playing the Grievous. A variant on the Grievous Sicilian with Queen to C7 instead of... I'm trying to remember what this is called. What Sicilian is this called with the move? Queen C7. Oh, God, blank. We will see what we get now. Of course, he wishes to exchange knights, so we can't let him. Can I go this way? It looks pretty iffy. He has knight a5, b3, b5. Because of the weakness of my c3 knight. But not anymore. Not anymore. Or is it? That's true. Migrating. 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 E5. This looks pretty fatal, actually. He cannot take. This light squared bishop is a little bit awkwardly placed. maybe I'm awkwardly placed. Maybe I am awkwardly placed. Keep up the pressure. Good morning.
Thank you for following risks.
Risks. That's a good pronunciation. I'm glad that the TTS does it for me, as I was struggling with the pronunciation at first, but risks is good. Well, isn't that interesting? Interesting. Interesting. We need to get in there. Now, are we going to capitalize on this pin, this action, this pin? So capture and C5, does that work? It's looking a little bit more awkward than we hoped. It would have to be overall relatively good approach by our opponent. How to reach 2,000? I think you already know the answer to this. I honestly believe that you know the answer to this. I think I need to attack your queen first foremost. This position here. Queen A4, B3. Oh, that's a really sad move, though. $2,000 in what, though? That is the question. New ones within 2,000 unleash us? Don't berserk. I think you're going to be doing just fine. You should not be losing to this fellow. That's for sure. Aim higher. First off, my best advice is that if you're trying to reach a lower level rating, aim higher. There's no reason for you to aim as low as, let's just say, clearing the first 2 floors of a building. Aim higher. Set your standards higher. Be better. I mean, you're aiming at a level of player that is more or less intermediate. I already made this comment earlier that players under 2400 are intermediate. So if you aim higher, aim at becoming a better player. Basically, Gotham Chess is an advanced intermediate player. He is hoping to become a grandmaster for a reason, because then he will be a real player. I would only hope to do the same thing myself, as my rating is even lower and weaker. I'm not as good as Gotham Chess yet. I am a hop, skip, and a jump above beginner, if you must ask the truth. If you must know the truth. I can still lose. You did not lose that. You won that game. Wait, what happened here? Did we play? Oh, that was you, sir. I'm sorry, Faubourg. I didn't realize that I was playing you. I was answering Nuwanjathan's question, and I had him firmly in my mind while I was playing. Do we not have any games going on now? We have Ulus. Underwriters Laboratories Lighting. Ulus. This is going to be a true test of Ulus's ability. Definitely a good test of Ulus's underwriting ability. This is not a positive name, by the way. I highly recommend only positive names, or perhaps names based on your real life experiences, what you do for a living, what you like to do. Like, for example, I like for people to master a game of chess. And mastering chess requires a certain level of patience and understanding. So that check by itself did not accomplish anything. It put the king onto a dark square, which takes away possibilities for further checks. I'm not sure why we would do that. We can't even back it up with another pawn, unfortunately, because he can blockade on the dark squares. By placing a pawn on the color of our bishop, we're also not coordinating our pawns with our bishop. We're missing something on the dark squares. Unfortunate, but absolute. Best podcast editing tools, go. I will take all suggestions and questions in chat, and you inspire me. Working on a voice controls key. That sounded terrible to me. Now we have some players. No. Now you might be paired. No, Yevgeny. Where is everybody? Alright, so let's see what we got. Let's check our classical understanding, and we will see from here. Oh no. Purpose in the opening. Number one, purpose in the opening. Interesting. Okay.
Second.
Second, eh? Risks. Turns out to be a bot, of all things.
The bot doesn't
of
count.
course. Yeah, bot doesn't count. Alright, I'm game. Let's find out what you've got. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't like moving the same piece twice in the opening either, so let's just tag some weaknesses and see what we get.
Asking for the Greek gift, LOL.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is a defender available. C4. Pawn takes. Queen check. B takes. He's got a desperado here, it seems. But how does he follow up? He always had B takes. Interesting. Interesting. More interesting. I guess I have to take the free material when it's offered to me. Is there more to this that I have to worry about? Let's see. Here a check, there a check, everywhere a check, check. Yeah. I'm only getting a pawn out of this, but I might be getting something more here. But I don't know. And what does he have here? He's going to take here with check. I take with check. He plays queen h3, queen h5. That's a real Greek. Gift, isn't it? Or is it? No, he doesn't have rook h3 check. My queen is covering it. So let's just think about this for a moment. If I take another pawn with knight takes g4, what does he have? My God, am I really going to allow this? Knight takes g4. Bishop h7. King h7. Rook takes. Knight check. Knight takes. He has to recapture. Then I guard on c5. But he's, I guess we're just trading the G pawns and we're only up 1 pawn. So that's the awkwardness. That is the awkwardness.
It's a very weird simplification, it seems.
Here we go again. Weren't we here before? I feel like we were here before. Rook takes? No. Too many threats. Queen h5. g6. Interesting, interesting. Again? Bishop h7. Bishop h7. King just moves this time. Small threat. Small threat. Small threat. Small threat. Yeah, it looks like we are lacking some piece coordination. New Wanjathan, we definitely have to be studying. No, you're not playing badly. I disagree with you. We're all playing badly. I disagree with you that you are playing badly. We're all playing badly. The hard part is that we have to raise our standards much higher. The ABCs: Alekhine, Botvinnik, Capablanca.
Except me. I don't think I've ever played bad ever.
All right, Hans, I got you. I understand.
I'm just saying Magnus have never beaten me.
Absolutely, that's a good standard of play. Can we get a pawn mate out of this deal? We're going to have to find out for real. Since we're playing on, it seems to me. Oh, bummer. He's got a rook takes. Ah, but he has walked into it. How do we get there from here? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Check, check, check. I have to be careful not to mate him. Bummer. I have to be very, very careful here. We've come this far. 2 more moves for my Rosen trophy. No, you don't understand. Because we're playing on stream, this is more for entertainment than it is for anything else. Trying to orchestrate a pawn mate for the Rosen trophies is more entertaining than the average checkmate. Yes, there are plenty of boring checkmates in the world, and this was perhaps almost one of them. You can check your Rosen score right over here, by the way. New one, Jiffin. By clicking on the Rosen trophy score, then you can actually have it analyze your games. Don't worry, it has to do it every time. I don't believe that the download actually affects anything, but we have 25,434 games. Interestingly enough, the Leech has download only does 10,000, so I'm kind of curious as to how this particular algorithm has access to all 25,434. If you go to export your games, it seems to only really give you 10,000. The most recent 10,000. I was looking for a game where I beat a women's international master in 4 moves, or less than 10 moves, and I could not find it. But I know that it exists because fortunately I downloaded it previously. And it all worked out. And so some of the categories are stalemate tricks, queen sacrifices, winning after losing your queen, oh no my queen, Rosen traps.
Any particular openings you been
Well,
playing
besides
recently?
the bird, I like playing the bird. I'm basically trying to up my openings to round everything out. I'm rounding out my understanding of a variety of positions by playing e5 against e4. I went through my French phase. Basically, I've got thousands of Caro-Cans and Sicilians, so therefore I should try to catch up on the other front. Promote a pawn with an 8 moves is one of my very cool ones. Consecutive captures on the same square. 10 plus consecutive captures on the same square? How did I get that? Consecutive captures, mind you. Consecutive captures on the same square. That's so funny now. Hard to believe that I've got even one. Winning with insufficient material. When I only have a king and a bishop, and I checkmate, that's probably, I don't feel so dirty about that. Black an opponent who had mate and won, I don't feel guilty about that. I must have some Lafongs in my lifetime. Still cranking. It's really going to tell me that it analyzed that many games. I do know one of the players, or one of the people who worked on this page. Not affiliated with Eric Rosen. Have a comment, fill out this form. Amazing work. Let's shrink the screen a little bit so that we can see perhaps more. Yeah, I would actually love to do this on a more timely basis. Maybe, just maybe, Rosen scores of the month. Have we gotten more than 10 plus consecutive captures on the same square against Yevgeny? How can I get 10 plus captures? That must be 5 moves in a row, right? Must be 5 moves in a row. I'm going to try to place this one in the Eric Rosen accomplishments folder. Yeah, we are ready. 527 Rosen trophies. Unbelievable. So we're getting there. New ones have been. So where is my download? JSON, download results with CSV, not affiliated with Eric Rosen. So I wonder where this download is. It must be using a local file somewhere, right? That way I get to see all, I repeat, almost all of my 25,000 games. 25,433 games analog. Flag opponent who had mate and won. Insane. But on average, and then you can click on it to see who they were. I got one Lafong in my lifetime against Martin Bowe. C'est la vie. Win with one pawn while down 10 plus points in material. This one definitely has to go in the study. In the study. Oh, I won on time with insufficient material. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Castlemates, Draydan, Richie, and SS28. I've never castled queenside with checkmate. That's tough. En passant checkmate, not in my lifetime. Only one pawn X, by the way. The pawn X is having pawns on the diagonals and crossing. So, where did that download go? So the last time I did a PDF printout was on the 18th of September, and I had 518 trophies. So in the last 10 to 12 days, I've gotten 9 more Rosen trophies. Nothing new, though, unfortunately. Nothing new under the sun. What do we have here? Do we have a 1+1 in the arena tournament choices? No, the bullet is only for 1+1 here. It's very sad. Let's look at our games very quickly to see... Oh, that last game. Let's look at our erstwhile chatter's improvement request. You do have to really put in the time to study the ABCs. That's all there is to it. Learn from our mistakes, and who knows? I never made any mistakes. That's terrible. What did White do wrong? First off, I'm not a big believer in the 4 knights. You expect more from yourself. You should expect more from your opponent. Again, I'm not a huge believer in the 4 knights. This is good for starting out, but on average, if you want to expect more from yourself,
I really
you
like
must
BB4
expect more
and
from
4
your
knights
opponent.
after D4.
Oh, that particular variation, yes. So he's talking about bishop to b4 now. Yeah, it's a creative continuation to try to avoid the funny business. I like it too. Black is
It's
better.
a lot easier to avoid a draw, and that's why I played LOL.
No, it's definitely worth considering. Have I ever played it myself? Oh, I have to close this before. I have played it. None of the masters have played it 526 times. I played it 5 times. I'm not sure why I haven't played it here. Ryzev, another student of the game, way back when. Queen e7, interesting. Is this really the way to punish him for this? I guess so. But I think that bishop d2 is just a non sequitur, so we can just continue to play. I don't think the draw is really ever happening. If we look at the Lee chess database, right, for example, the thin line there for draws is so small. In classical chess, yes, we could have a little bit more of a problem. But on Lee chess, c5 is a better move. And already there's the tactic that I was spying, whether or not I play it this way or not. B takes c4, queen c5, check, king h1, c4, and bring the rook in 4 more. Queen d4 straight away, just make him capture. True. Or just bother him some more. Some more. It's true. Got enough counterplay, I guess, for this random pawn that I happen to be up on both sides of the board. We got an extra H pawn. Actually, I take that back. I'm only up 1 pawn on the F file. I hallucinated. My pawn structure is no longer intact on the queen side. Oh well, c'est la vie. What to do? What to do? Knight g4 is more threatening than b4. Because he has queen g1 to defend. Again, I let him off the hook. See, this one I should be quizzed on. You can find a better move here. Right? Finding better moves. That's what it's all about. I was certainly ready to try to outpost this thing. Alright. Max Lou's Birthday Arena. Let's look at the other game that New Wanjathan played. If he's still here. I don't know that he's still here. If he's not still here, we may just take a break. Thank you everyone for being here. It has been lovely. Cheers and ciao. You had lunch? Excellent. I should have had breakfast by now. Maybe I will treat myself to
All right,
a
talk
nice
to you later.
bagel with lox, capers, cream cheese, raw onion, tomato. Oh, sounds so good. Maybe a little bit of salt and pepper. Cheers and ciao, everyone. Have a super great day. Talk